me, Trader Max, here from the Shogun Gunsho here on Thursday, the 30th of January, 2025. And boy, are we set to the gills with a very well-prepared panelist and shillers down below for this Thursday gun show, the Shill, the Chill, and the Alpha. We're very excited about today's panelists because we got a lot of great stuff we're going to talk about today. But first off, let's jump straight in with our introductions of our hosts. We have Mr. AMOS as a co-host. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Max. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited because you're going to take over a portion of our show today in the chill portion. Can't wait to hear about that. And Mr. Quinton, welcome to the show and being a part of it, man. You and your outreach team has just done a great job.
I know they're killing it. They're actually starting to get on a higher level of working with this past one because they wanted to get ahead. So this is probably going to be going into some of the first times that we're actually going to have the immediate shows be actually filled, and we're going to be going into the next week or so. So they're killing it.
Killing it, baby. I love it when a good plan comes together. This whole system here brought to us by our friends over at StreamYards, as well as us putting together a lot of great stuff behind the scenes. It's been weeks in the making. This is, I think, our 10th or 11th show. We should probably start counting like a episode number down there or something in the bottom right. Who knows? But the concept here in today's show is the Shogun Gun Show. Our panelists, which we're going to introduce here in a second, all are streaming through their respective streams on their Twitter accounts or their X accounts. So if you're watching over there, make sure that you are in there putting your thumbs up for your stream. If you're in the Birdflu stream or the Pyrate stream or even the Chedda stream, give those thumbs up, get those emojis, share and like and repost everywhere you possibly can so you can get that information out there because it's really super important. Why? Okay, you have two of them. Why do you have two of them? Mr. Oh, come on, buddy. Come on, man. Disrupting the show format, baby. Let's go. Take one of them off. There you go. Thank you. All right. So we have just a tremendous amount of stuff to go over, but let's get in and do some introduction here to our panelists, which we really appreciate. We have Chedda on Solana, and we got Jay representing them. How you doing, Jay?
Hey, I'm doing very well. Been a really busy day. But
of course,
you know what? Being here, and I'm excited.
If I ever talk to somebody who's in crypto and be like, "Yeah, I'm not really doing nothing today, just kind of lounging around doing nothing," I'm probably going to be suspect, right? But great, I really am happy to have you here. You are busy. That means that you have a sign of good stuff to come. So thanks for being here and being part of the panelists.
Yeah.
Up next, we got Birdflu. I don't even know who's representing Birdflu today. Who is this that represent Birdflu? Nobody, because he left. All right, Mr. Quinty, when you see Birdflu pop back, can you bring it back up? So without further ado, we also have Alex from the Pirate Coin. How you doing, Alex?
Doing well, thank you. I'm very glad to be here. I'm not doing a lot of those podcasts, but I think that we have a lot of stuff coming up that we can discuss, especially about the meta, because that's probably the most important part specifically for me. So I think that's going to be an incredible podcast, and I'm really looking forward to what you guys are going to cook up.
Oh, yeah. We have a lot of stuff to cook and get into. I think the Birdflu came back up. Here we go. We got Birdflu back up. How you doing, buddy?
Holy. You guys got me here?
Yeah, what'd you do? What catastrophe happened in your presence?
I hit the link to the live stream that was sent to me in my DM. Sorry, guys. I'm now on the PC, locked and loaded, dialed in. You will have no more stalls on my behalf. I can promise you.
Hey, no worries, man. That was amazing. I was like, so Birdflu, who's representing? It was like, prank, and then you're out. I was like, okay. I got stinky breath through the phone. All right. So welcome, Birdflu. I appreciate it. Who is this today on
this is Metzi. Metzi,
okay. I figured as much. Thank you, Metzi. You also on your thing, if you want to put that it's Metzi down there, that way I don't just keep calling you your name of your coin, which is cool too. Yeah, you could do that and you're like edit your avatar network down there. That's pretty cool. All right. So here's how all this works. we are going to do the shill portion of the show, which we're going to talk to some shillers that are in here early. They were here like a half hour early, which is fucking amazing. I love it when all this stuff that the outreach team has done is impressed on people. Like, this is professional. This is no longer just something sitting on your phone, drinking a latte and putting it half-assed in. You guys are doing such a great job of showing up and being a part of the network and making this stuff happen. And it reflects into the numbers. And I want you to know that. We're also going to be talking about the numbers today a little bit in the context of, you know, the numbers that you will see during the day. This is a little competition that we kind of do that from the streams. If you're watching on your prospective stream from your different coins that are out there, you'll see the numbers that are there. These are not what we call consecutive, which means like, oh, this is a user that came and then they left, and a user came and they left, and it just keeps beeping on how many times it's there. This number will jump up and down. That means that they are concurrent users and concurrent watchers at this point, because we started out, we had 225, and then we dropped down to 215, and now we're jumping back. We're slowly going back up again. So we know that these are concurrent users that are watching, that are sitting there watching this not, I won't say train wreck, but this beautiful process of the show, which I'm really excited about. Oh, and we just lost Chedda. Everybody's clicking on stuff all over the place. All right. So how this is going to work, we're going to come out and we're going to talk to one of the shillers down below. And as we get 2 shillers that come up, you'll get about 3 to 4 minutes on each one and have a chance to talk about your coin. You may get questions. I'll be sharing your stuff on the side. We have your links to everything, thanks to our outreach team. And then we'll shill that portion. Right around, that should take about an hour, right? We get into that position. We get a chance, once we do 2 down below, we'll come up and do a person up here. It's AMOS who left, I guess, got lost again. There he is. He's back again. Then we're going to bring one of the panelists out. They'll talk, and we'll keep doing that structure until there's nobody left to talk to at that level. And hopefully that'll take about an hour. And then we'll jump into our chill portion, which Mr. AMOS will explain what our chill portion is for today.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about, you know, what really even is a meta in crypto and what makes them successful. So that should be a really fun topic. I'm looking forward to that.
Your meta is a tiny little blue-eyed gecko, right? Is that your meta?
I guess.
Yeah, because it's something you live by, right? Like something you fit into a box almost in a way. I love it. It's going to be a great portion of the show. At least this time. Now I can contribute like a panelist, and I don't have to be the leader of that. Mr. AMOS is going to take that over, which is completely awesome. And then we're going to be doing the alpha portion of the show. And what this means that we're going to be able to talk about all the great things that your coin is releasing in the panelist structure. In the panelists have, and we've agreed on this, that they have to, the alpha that they're going to share has to be releasing in the next 2 weeks. This way, if you're watching and you hear Birdflu talk about something new coming out, that's going to be very exciting for all of you. You're going to want to go over and front run that. That's right. Front run it by going over and buying in. If you don't already have a bag, start adding up and building up if it's actually something very big. We're also sponsored today by our friends over at the Shogun Tsunami bot. We kind of stuffed our own sponsorship in today, which we'll be talking about that whole entire process, doing our shill portion, because we'll also, as the sponsor, be able to shill out what we're talking about volume bots and why it's so important, why the Shogun Tsunami is sort of taking this industry by storm, especially over the last couple of weeks with all of the great stuff that it does that other volume bots don't. I think that's really weird, right? No, it's actually pretty cool. All right. Mr. Quinton, as you know, the show starts now with the first shiller that's coming up, which is Sun Emoji.
Yo, what's going on,
Hey,
guys?
man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be here. How you doing?
Oh, very excited to have the show. I love it when I was back in radio, we used to have this thing where the first couple of weeks of a show format were always like nails on a chalkboard because you're trying to figure shit out. We're really starting to get organized with this thing right now. So I'm very excited that you're here today and being a part of our network today. So take it away.
You guys are killing it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. So yeah, I'm representing Sun Emoji, which is it's part of the Emoji-Fi sector. I don't know. You ever get into dive into the emojis?
On many different levels.
Yeah. So basically, what's cool about Sun is it's an emoji, and also it's the official emoji of Solana. You know, Sol equals sun. It's been mentioned by Raj and Tali. You know, we have 222 PFP collection that we made, and that's what I'm rocking right now. And what I think about, you know, how you guys were saying about metas and what makes a meta with emojis, and how this cycle, it's been so based on consumer adoption, you know, and emojis, everyone understands we're just so uniquely positioned for it. And it's so simple to represent in your handle. You just, you know, you put an emoji in it. I think emojis are, if they get mass adoption, once they do, I see strong potential, and I think Sun is really up there for it.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, because emojis have this whole presence that they speak to our, and they're so easy to use in the mentality, you know, because before it was just text. Now it's like it's transcribed into something, and now that it has a position, especially like you've done, you've made a clear, you've connected it, the sun to soul, which is fucking amazing, by the way. So great pairing.
Yeah, I mean, Raj and Tali, they tweeted it. You know, they've even said it. So it was like, oh, okay, perfect. But yeah, we speak in emojis now, you know. In that chart, some random.
I know.
Guy.
I just hit it, dude. And listen, let me give this to you, right? So this is some sweet guy, right? This is an individual, because when you got that much movement on the chart, on a 15-minute chart, this is somebody that you've been in. But I'm going to point this out to everybody: the low barrier of entry now that you got, this is buying the dip, getting it in. Because look at this entire, let's see, what is this back to? If you got one guy buying in, this is a deviational process. You see that? This deviation puts this up. But if we were to take this little channel, right, this is the true spirit of the coin. I want you to realize this. I'm a professional at the technical analysis as well as fundamental. If I were to take this and just do this, right, save your mentality here, this same channel is represented down here, right? And you see where this guy came in, this guy goes out, right? He didn't go out all the way. He came out only a little bit, or probably most of his stuff, but it's still in this working channel. And this is important. You want a working channel. The value of the coin, the base of the coin is here. So that's a save there. But if you pay attention to the meta and to the process here of the sun and the emoji, this is still, I feel, a good opportunity.
Yeah, that was a guy. He bought, I don't know, 6K worth, dumped it into the LP, and then a couple days was out. So yeah, that was that movement.
Yeah, he was trying to see that whole deviational movement is bullshit. And I tell most people, when you get a deviation that big, that you got to be careful. Like we seen one when we were in a coin over on Saturday when we were launching it live. You know, it was like it was jumping up so much, but it was like a handful of bots that were pushing this thing. And it was a narrative because they want everybody else to buy in on the FOMO. And then they suck all that money off by dropping it. So this guy was waiting for the FOMO, which you guys were in working. You were doing your thing. You were doing what you normally do. You go in your work. You didn't respond directly, which is awesome. And he got bored.
Exactly. You nailed it.
Right? I don't even need to be in your room to tell you that, right? You know that, right?
The chart
I've
prints
seen
it.
Exactly. It's written on his face. It's all person. It's great.
Yep. So yeah, I think you know, emojis are great. It's used millions, probably billions of times a day. You know.
Mm-hmm. So I see on your account you have, like, there's a couple people in your network. You have subscribers in this one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we swapped TGs. Before it was like we had 220 members, but we had to swap TGs. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you get sometimes you get those negative sorts that get in there. That's pretty cool. So what's in line for Sol? What do you got coming out? What's on the track for you guys?
Right now, the other guy that's involved, he's doing some stuff on the back end, trying to partner with a certain different sector of things. So we'll see how that goes. There's some things we're trying in the back end for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, when you do get things sorted out and you got stuff happening, you got some alpha to jump in, make sure you come back and maybe join us and see how everything sort of unfolds over the next couple of weeks. we'd love to have you back and telling us how sun is sort of rising on the next day, where the sun will come out tomorrow, kind of thing.
Yeah, right. Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Not a problem. Welcome and thank you. Great job, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, so that's basically how it works right off the bat. Sun did a great job being here today. Thank you so much. The concept here is it's not easy. It's not easy being in this process and coming out and talking about your chart and your business and what everything else you're doing. So before anybody judges anyone else in this network, it's very difficult to come up and be put on the spot, especially. But we handle it perfectly. All right, so let me tell you, this is the power, because I usually like to do a little when things are starting to really fly off, and because we have some good stuff happening behind the scenes of our network, I want to kind of show you this. This is we already hit 400 and something people. We're 15 minutes into the show format, and we hit 452 people. But I want to show you the process here. Birdflu sitting at 58, Pyrate sitting at 155. Trader Max's little tiny one, I don't know, it's only at 11. That's okay. Chedda kicking it at 49. Shogun Crypto's at 132. But Pirate's taking the day so far. And No Hat on. Wait, how's No Hat Solana in the system? No Hat put his people up. This dude's a shiller, and he is down below. That's why I love No Hat. No Hat, you are so awesome. Thanks for kicking in your stuff. This is what we didn't even ask him to do this, and he's doing this right now. That's amazing. Thank you, No Hat. I really do appreciate you. I want to make sure when you come up, you're going to stick around with us for the chill portion of the show, because I always like to hear what you have to say as well. But that's how we do the little numbers thing there. We're going to be quickly approaching 500 people, which is absolutely awesome in the network as well. All right. So we had next up, Mr. Quincy, you remember who was next?
Yes, sir. So up next we have Speed.
Here we go. Hey, Speed, how you doing?
I'm good, Trader Max. How are you doing?
Oh, we're doing great. Show's going good. We're making some good numbers. I'm glad to see you back here.
Fantastic. Oh, thanks for having us back, by the way, and props to your outreach team, because it's so much more developed in what you guys are doing and presenting it, especially backstage for us.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it has such a feel of just getting things going, and that's the big thing. Just being organized is very tough, because we want to build relationships. So it's not just about the show; it's about being a part of your TGs. It's about being a part of the network. Utilizing the systems that we have and programs that we have. So we appreciate you being here today.
Thank you for having us, and thank you for giving us a voice. So I'll just start off. So we are Speed on the Solana blockchain, and our X handle is at Speed CTO. And yes, that is our website, which we are working on a revamp at the moment. More about that later. So I am a team member at Speed, and Speed is actually a 9-month-old CTO, 100% community-driven effort, totally organic, and no paid calls, no paid marketeers, no paid raiders. Everyone works for their bags. So our meme, well, we're a pioneer in using motion and sound in memes. And what I did this time around, which I didn't do last time, was I've put a video, and I don't know whether you can start it, Trader Max. Can you see it?
Where's the video? Oh, where's the video at though?
Maybe I click it, no?
You could. I don't want to get into playing anything too long on the series.
Okay, no worries. Then we'll leave it. So
if you come back as a panelist, I'll definitely do it for you.
Perfect. So let me crack on. So okay. The origin of our meme is really just a video of a cute dog released by its owner from its hand and running real fast towards its food bowl. Mm-hmm. And it was a really, really cute dog, really. And what we did was we green screened that dog and made it infinitely memeable and really relatable to both degens and normies alike.
Sorry, I did play it. I couldn't help it.
Oh my God, did you?
I'm losing my mind, man. That's fucking amazing. That dog can win at everything.
So what we did was we converted Speedy Boy via green screen, and we superimposed him on a whole load of memes, YouTube shorts, TikTok videos, you name it. We have him on, and we have him featured in movies and running on beaches and racing against cars, and just being the cheeky little bugger that that he really is. And why we did that was because for the pioneer bunch of us, when we first started off, it brought us a lot of joy and a lot of laughter and positivity. And we wanted to share that to CT. And CT can get really, really negative and toxic.
Of course.
And really, we spend so much time on the computers, it gets lonely. And it was our way of creating some form of human connection between everybody on CT. And it's worked the charm. So you'll see that vibe when you pop into our TG. It's quite unique. And really, that's the reason why I've stayed and why I've really, really worked. And the team has really, been in the grind since start.
Your social network is amazing. You have a lot of people. And I can tell that the majority of the followers you have on X is organic. The other is your Telegram is like just bustling with 3,675 people in it. I'm pretty sure, as a CTO goes, that's very difficult to keep and maintain that process. So I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing so far, especially even from last time when we talked.
I know it is a bit of a challenge if you're completely organic and people come and go. But each time that happens, it's sort of relative to the movement in the price and the volume as well. What we found is that there is always a group that stays back. And what has happened is that the core community has grown and grown and grown. And with that, the level of passion and commitment to making the coin succeed. So it's been really gratifying for those of us who've really, really worked hard to get it done. But, memes can get really, really stagnant. And although we've started with motion and sound, we felt the need to evolve, and we've sort of evolved two ways in the past 6 weeks. So the first is to sort of like create subtopics in our TG.
Right.
So you'll have a community chat, you have a welcome subtopic, you'll have one for meme making, one for a meme bank, and one for a meme competition. So when anyone new comes in, it's very, very easy to find content and to get to know what the coin is all about.
Good.
The second is actually evolving Speedy Boy himself. You could call it two-dimensional. And we've made it sort of three-dimensional and multi-texture by introducing AI using Eliza OS as the base.
Good.
And we did that for two reasons. The first was as a narrative. It's a meme crossed with an AI. But more importantly, with the dog actually helping out with the engagement, our engagement has really, really gone up. And in this game of attention, it has really, really helped us, especially as a smaller coin. So we're sitting at about 4,300 holders, 5,500 TG members.
Jeez, right, yeah.
We've had an all-time high of 25 million and a couple of pumps up to 7. We're now sitting at around 350. And as I said, we've survived through these big retracements, and our core community has grown each time with more passion. So what we say is that every dog has his day. This one never stops running, and the community never gives up and never gives in.
Keeps pumping. Love it. One of the best things that I can give you about the chart, if I just looked at the chart and I look at the fundamental analysis, I see your TG, I see your social networking, I see the activity every day, I see the rates coming. But one thing that everybody needs to know as a value here is the liquidity. I want you to look at this liquidity compared to the market cap. It's more than 50%, 70-something% at this point. It's huge. It means stability to the coin, trading and influxing of trading happening. $192 sell coming off doesn't barely move the chart because of the value that's there. So when you buy in, whether or not you buy in and go out, this is a trader's love, right? They love to see liquidity value so high at these smaller levels. Also, this working channel, right, has an availability of a mid-grade, which they call a mean at that point. And why that's so important is because if we place that mean right about here in the middle of this channel, we're just right below, but we're heading towards that mean again. Once it pierces that mean, you should be buying in. You should be getting to this point. You should be setting this as a market to look at work. This is a long period of time that we're looking at. We're on a 4-hour chart. The value of this is like, where is this? Where's the system going? It doesn't matter because it's created consistency through that value. Look at this. Up, down, in, bottom, up, top. Becomes predictable. Buy in, you traders, if you get an opportunity. Get a small bag and let it do its thing. See how much money you make. Speed, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks, Trader Max. We appreciate it. And props to the team again. Well done, man.
Not a problem, dude. I hope to see you again. I want you back here as a panelist sometime, get you up on board so we can have deeper conversations about speed.
Will do. More than happy to.
All right, perfect. Well, that's how it works. We get the first two out in and talking about the coins and what they're doing, and then we're going to bring out a panelist next here. But before I do, I just want to quickly say the little station identification here of you're watching the Shogun Gunsho here, and on January 30th, 2025, and we just hit. Well, not just hit. We've been above 500 the entire time. We're about halfway through the first hour, and we've hit 576, and we're just sort of taking off here now. Things are starting to happen. Let me share my screen with you so I can get my beautiful face out of the way there. There we go. Oh, let me share the whole thing so you can see it. Live viewers right there, 576. Let's see who's in the lead here. Well, we're still sort of. No, we're not. We're not in the lead anymore. Fucking Pirate. I swear to God. Awesome. One of our
domination.
He's kicking it. Absolutely kicking it, taking it. I'm going to come in and take you. And he did. He gave it his like 213. He's like, we got a bigger one than you do. That's all right. Then we got Shogun Crypto's in second. We got Birdflu. We got No Hat Solana. We got just so many great things happening here. People adding their stuff on, which we really do appreciate. Let's see. We got Chedda on. We got everybody. Dude, you guys are just doing great. We really do appreciate everything you're putting on here. And being a part of our organization. And in this show today, we are doing our shill portion, and we're going to bring up our very first panelist, which is Chedda on Solana. Hey, how you doing, Jay?
Hey, man, I am great. Absolutely great. Just having some cheese, and I don't even know what this drink is, but it's pretty decent. It has cinnamon in it.
That's pretty cool. Cinnamon in your cheese?
Not in the cheese, in the drink.
Oh, you had a drink with. I thought you said you're having some cheese, and I'm like, okay. That's
yeah, I'm having some cheddar and some drink, but I don't know what the drink is. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's your turn to shill the product of Chedda and what you guys offer and what you do and how you came up with it. Tell us a little history. Give us something.
Yeah. All right. If you could pull up the chart, because the chart tells a story, and I can run you through it. So Chedda was launched in 2024, April. And currently it's a CTO. It's been a CTO since September 2nd, 2024, if I remember correctly. And as you can see from the chart, the launch went pretty well, was pretty hyped, and it tapped that 10 million mark. And the founder bundled 79% of the supply and, well, basically lied to the whole community throughout the first three big, that 10 million, 7 million, and maybe that's like a 4.5 million market cap with those first three big spikes on the chart. And it took a long time for people to see what is actually going on and what he's doing, that he's dumping the supply on the community. So we had around 50 people on the VC, completely doxxed. We're having a very good time at that time, and everybody believed that the project will go to the heavens. Well, unfortunately, the founder thought otherwise. He didn't want it to go. He just wanted to suck some money out from it. And around summer, with the community, we came together pretty strongly, and we exiled the founder from the community and from the project. And
so even in the summer, he was still there after all this happened. Like, how could he have explained this? Be like, I accidentally hit the button. Is like, what happened here? That was like, so you know what I mean? I'm not going foul or anything. I'm just trying to do any FUD. It's like he explained it away and he got in, but still by summer, like June, maybe in that area, he was
Yeah,
still there, and you're like, you're out, done, get out.
It's approximately on that last green little uptick that he got exiled right there.
Okay.
Well, like if I would have time to explain the whole story, I would. But imagine a person who is very good with people and very manipulative and able to create all kinds of stories. And he was able to create so deep trust with a lot of people in the community. So a lot of people forgave any explanation that he gave. It was just forgiven, and he was still given the trust. I was actually the one who was fighting against most of the community that this isn't this something isn't right here.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of time, and throughout all that time until the point we exiled him, and even a little bit after that, the community, the core members who are still there, we spent it's well over $250,000 to acquire that supply from his hands while he was continuously dumping on the chart. And we hit the lowest point, that 250K market cap after the summer, and that was the time when he finally ran out from all the supply. And then we started to work really, really hard. And as you can see, we were able to take it to 8.5 million market cap with the guys that we had. Unfortunately, we made some mistakes too, and we handed out some supply to some people that were supposed to help us with the project and building and to be there with us. But when we hit that 8.5 million, and those people started to dump on the chart. So it's around 20% of the total supply that was given out from that was sold on the chart that was not supposed to be sold.
Right.
But the core community still held through all of it, and currently we hold around 70%, a little bit of that in the OG holders' wallets. And right now, throughout this time that we have been sitting down there, before that last little green uptick that we're right now having, we have been building and strategizing and going to bring it up back to the 8.5 and above that, now that we have learned from all the mistakes. So not a single percentage of the supply will be given out to anybody. We have done it. We have done it once before with these guys. We have learned from all the mistakes. Now we know what to do and how to keep the momentum going. So if something is alpha, I think it's alpha when there's 10 months of history and a family-like group that are not willing to sell.
Well, the power is there, the liquidity is there, the value is there. Now the foundation has to be there. And the foundation is your community, how you abstractly deal with things. That's already there. That's systematically there. The pump to 8 mil, that's going to be tough as you push through that process. But as you build, my biggest suggestion, and most of these CTOs in the networks that I've seen out there, and I have a lot of experience with a lot of them, is that you get to this point where you start reinitializing the pump, and then that happens. But is creating that back foundation. How do you deal with community? The emojis, is it NFTs? What is it that's actually happening from that point? And if you got that down, then I see great success coming from that. But until then, you're still going to battle. You're going to get these people in here who are going to be all over the place. So I appreciate you being here today. I want you to share more of your story. I don't want to take too much more time on that point. And I want you to tell us when we get into the show about meta and all that. But I want you to come out and be able to talk too about what's in store for it, because we talked about the history. CTOs can be almost as fast explanation as just saying the letters CTO. They basically the same story is said worldwide every day, every second, in every show that I've ever heard that uses CTO in the name. Bad dev, badmin as we call them in the gaming world. But I appreciate, Jay, that you and your team have worked. I see where the work is at. These values, once you got rid of them, they're there. The chart speaks for it. But it's a great story, but it's a very familiar story, right?
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, yes, it's a very familiar story, but it actually is not, and it's impossible to explain the pool of certain people that they can have, because it was not just that he was a bad dev, but he literally created stories and big term, long term scams, and handed out supply to random people who also just dumped on the chart, people that he had no connect to. So like no care for anything at all, but he continuously kept on lying to people as if he loves and whatnot.
Well, the good news is, and here's where the good news comes from, right? We try not to do too much fun on the show about the badness of what's happened, but we talk about what's in store, right? From right now, you have a great base that you're structuring. You're getting this uptick happening right now. Your liquidity is sitting at 20% of your value of market cap, which is powerful because it gives you a stable environment to be a part of. Your Twitter network, your foundation here is still kind of low because I think you just redid it. The power of your Telegram is important because you have 1,700 plus people in your network. So if you're going to get involved in Chedda, get in there, get past that story, get past into what's coming. I can't wait to see what's coming for Chedda.
Yeah, a lot of good things are coming. We have a lot of stuff built up.
Good. We'll get a chance to talk about more of that in the alpha portion of the series today. But thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. Still stick around. You're part of the panelists here, so you should still be here, which I hope you'll stick around with. All right. So that's one of the panelists, and that's Chedda, Jay from Chedda. We appreciate that. The next one up here for the actual show. Actually, we broke 600 people. 600 people watching the show right now. Yep, it's over 600, which is pretty good. I'm going to take another little screenshot here because we love kind of showing off because you guys rock. I'd love for you to see exactly what's happening out there. Here we go. We got Birdflu in at 74. We got No Had Solana at 43. Poor Trader Max. Somebody did say earlier that they're watching over on YouTube, which I really appreciate your watching. I see a few YouTubers in there. YOLO's over on YouTube. Thank you so much. There she is right there, or he's right there. So lots of great. I may be one of the few that are watching on YouTube, but there you go. There's Robert. Thank you so much for his supporting us over there. I'm trying to hide the fact that Pirate's taken over the lead here at 258. With Shogun Crypto slowly building it up, right? So how do you get your numbers up over there? Simply share the show with as many people as possible from your stream, from your Twitter. Have your TGs in the network and sharing that show. Get them out there. Get them into that process of sharing the show as much as possible, because the more numbers that come to the show, the more the algorithm kicks in, the more we can give that exposure, the more worth we have, the more your chart goes up. It's all connected. So I can't thank you enough for everybody who's getting that opportunity. Mr. Quinton, what's up next and who's up next?
All right. So we just had Chedda down. Up next, let's see. We have a Deestar.
Deestar. Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Then after that, we got No Hat coming up here. Deestar, how you doing? Thanks for waiting.
I'm great. How's everyone doing?
Doing really well.
Yeah, so should I just get right into it, or?
Well, unless you want to tell us about your history growing up as a small child. And
well, that's an
absolutely
story.
That is an interesting story. I love it. You got your man of stories. Let's go.
Tell us about your dad.
Okay, let's not go there now.
Yeah. That was kind of that was really right left field, buddy. I don't know where you came up with that one.
Okay, guys. Yeah. So Crouton Jones, basically, I'm an ambassador for Crouton Jones. Just representing the team as a Shiller. So yeah, Crouton Jones is basically a registered entertainment brand in the United States, Florida to be exact. The team is doxed. And so what we're building here is actually a 3D animated series about, the different cartel families running a drug syndicate in a city called New Snack City. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting series. You know, using food characters, as you can see from the website, using food characters to sort of play out the story, representing different cultures, portraying different cultures as well. So the different crime families, yeah, they sort of portray different cultures around the world. You have you know, Don Carutelli there, you know, the Italian mafia. You have the Los Serranos gang, which is sort of the maize, the Mexican street corn, representing, you know, just portraying the Mexican culture. You have, you know, the Shamrock Syndicate, which is the potato, Irish potato. So yeah,
Fingerling boil. I
yeah,
love it.
fingerling. Well, yes. So yeah, just absolutely funny characters. We have this Candy Cash King. So all original characters, about 50 characters have been birthed from the Crouton Jones series. Now, we've been building for the past 8 months and recently just launched the token. So yeah, that is 8 months of hard work, 8 months of effort from both the team, the studio. Now, the studio is a studio of about 500 developers. We actually have a section, you know, just section of people just working on, you know, this old brand, this old, bringing all of this to life. So yeah, what we're doing here is we're bringing a whole lot from comics, an open world game similar to GTA San Andreas, but we've mapped out New Snack City. So anyone can come in and, you know, play as different characters from the series, complete mission, earn CJT tokens. You know, a lot of fun. You know, so yeah, we've also created our own, you know, game engine, which is the Fay game engine that allows developers to come in, integrate their own games, develop their own games within the city, the New Snack City, from the game, from our open world game. This allows, you know, decentralization of games. You can walk into the Crouton, the New Snack City park, and just play any of this game. So yeah, the
Wow.
team has been building for just months and months, putting in so much work. Their dogs done a whole lot of marketing even before launching the token,
Holy
and we
crap.
did, yeah, we did launch a token recently, and you know, I don't know what market cap it says there, because we did have a bit of issue where Dex Screener was, you know, displaying the market cap from the, you know, on the locked supply as well. So
Mhm.
while Dex2 sort of like showed the actual information. So I think it was about 1.2 mil in market cap, while Dex Screener was showing about 12 mil, which was insane. So that
Mhm.
created a little bit of FUD at the
Yeah.
launch, but you know, we had to just update that on Dex2's, you know, make
So the
sure all of that information.
so the current market cap that it says on Deck Screener is 10.6 million. Is that true?
Actually, what Deskrina is doing right now is they are multiplying the locked supply, because there's 85% of the supply is locked. If you check our tokenomics, we included all of that there. So there is a bit of
Right.
an issue there. If you check Dex2s, you would be seeing you know, you'd see the actual market cap, which is about 1.23 mil last time I checked it.
So you gotta pop it in fast enough. There you go. Poor Deck Screener.
Yeah, man, that
Yeah,
created a whole
1.5.
lot.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that created a whole lot of fun. We had to deal with that on launch. So yeah,
Yeah.
but here we
But still, hey, listen, that's amazing. It's just beautiful. 1.5 mil and you got 80% of the tokens locked?
85%. Yeah.
85. So how long is it locked for?
In the tokenomics, it's locked for about I think about, you know, a year.
Mhm.
If you could check that to just reconfirm that, but you know, actually, I've not gone to particularly confirm that again, but you know, based on what I know, yeah, you can just check the
Mhm.
tokenomics. I think it was about for a year or so. So
Mhm.
right now we just because what we intend to do is actually launch on multiple chains. So it's sort of multi-chain, it's a multi-chain project. So part of that supply is going to be launched on ETH and Base and just EVM compatible chains basically. So yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, we just, we've been building right now. I don't know if it's the alpha portion. I don't know, want to share too much alpha.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's all right. We know that because we want to have some reason for you to come back. You got 14,000 followers on the network out there, which is awesome. We would love to have you back as a panelist, even a sponsor of the network, to get you even more exposure. That game system out there is amazing. Doing your own game engine. I'm a game dev myself, and I have several games behind my name. But that's tough, making your own game engine. And I know what that entails. So your network has done a great job there, even being just a shiller for this in the network. But thank you very much for taking some time out today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a pleasure to always come up and talk about Crouton Jones and what we've been building.
Well, I would love to, have the outreach teams should be reaching back out to you, talk to you about some of the great features and things that we can provide along the way. As exposure and value to what you're doing there. It's really impressive what you built. I'm a big fan of the gaming side of it, including that into the degen mentality of crypto and gaming has always been amazing for me. So I'm really happy that your coin's done this. I'm looking at, I'm fanboying right now because I love the characterization of this. It's amazing that you guys have done. So thank you very much for being here today and taking some time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you so much for having us. And of course, we would actually, love for some sort of collaboration here. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate the time.
Not a problem. Love the runner game there too. I did one in a game jam once, and this looks really, really fun in there. Very, very. I love the broccoli running for his life. Thanks, Deestar, for being here. We appreciate you. All right, boy, amazing stuff. You get a chance that, I try to do as much research as the coins when I get them in the morning to have a look at it. But I really like the response that I just have a chance to look at and see. And even somebody as humble as that coming in on a coin that has such value in what we're building and what we're seeing in this industry is lovely to see and feel. As we get into the next phase of it, we have No Hat Solana is here. I'm going to bring them up. But before we do, we hit over 700 in the stream itself. Right about here. Let me show you what's going on. Bop, bop, bop. Wait, get a bit. There. Here. There we go. We have Mex with 14. We got Birdflu with 79. Pyrate still kicking out there with 324. Just sort of taking it on the chin here today. Poor old Shogun Cryptos being overrun by Pyrate. Make sure that if you are here in the Pyrate stream over there, put some emojis inside that chat room so we can see that. You'll see that chat room that's right over the side. But I want to show you also why this works so well, okay? Because everybody's like, there's some people are like, oh, that's got to be consecutive users. That can't be really real. It is definitely real because the biggest thing why X promotes this so much is because there's not a lot of people doing the streaming side of things like this. And if they are, they want people to have that. Spaces takes a lot of work and effort into that network. Let me go over to here. And I'm going to swing this over to the share screen side so you can see it. And I'm just going to make it enlarged here. I want you to see, I'm going to hit refresh, and you're going to be able to see this is my profile for Shogun Cryptos. I'm going to shoot over to my delegation for this one here, and we're going to kick that off. And you'll see immediately right on the side over here where it says, where we have, here's Shogun Cryptos with 218. Here's No Hat. Here's Birdflu. Here's Trader Max. All these wonderful coins that are out there that are sharing our stream and doing the stream, they all show up on the live on X. And when you have that relationship with them, that is so powerful because what happens is that now this stream is going out to so many people that you have relationship with, that your Telegram people will see, like this is a space that you're going to come and see. And this is why we get so much action and reaction from this. It's not just a single stream. There's multiple streams and it's interacting. It's sharing a brand. It's sharing your brand. It's sharing that mentality. We're about to hit 800 people in the network right now. You should be pinning it to the top of your posts in your system in there, which is super powerful as well and super bullish. All right, with no further ado, to somebody who did something just recently that surprised me, that you came in, No Hat, and shared your stream right off the bat. You're a friend of ours. You've been with us a few times. You know how this stuff goes. we didn't even ask you to share your stream with us today. You just came in and did it. I love that. Thank you so much, No Hat, for being here.
Hey, Max. Thank you for letting us jump in. It's always amazing what you guys have been building for all the communities, and it's so good to hear from all of these people. It's always so educational for us to learn everything that is going on with each case, and to see new projects, and this, I love this mindset, this collaboration, vibes that we always get in this kind of spaces. And definitely this format, hats off to that. It's really, as you were saying, an amazing format like this live stream, because it really kicks on the algorithm on X and on YouTube as well. In fact, each one of the communities can also link the stream to YouTube and other
to
platforms.
be quite honest with you, I did find, No Hat, that there was almost like a shadowy ban thing happening on YouTube, because we streamed with Kev the Dev the other day, and Kev the Dev has quite a few people on YouTube. Like, he's got a big following. He's like, and we talked about it afterwards. It was like, I don't know what happened there. It's like they don't like it or something. Maybe they don't like StreamYards. TikTok's the same way. Like, we're streaming on TikTok right now, and I have 14 users over there. I have 14 viewers over there running consecutive. And it's tough because they seem to not like if it's not streaming their stuff. Like, if I were to take OBS and go stream in YouTube right now, I'd probably get maybe 200 or 300 people right through that system. But they just don't seem to like the StreamYards mentality. We're going to try restreaming this solution through a few of the ones and see what happens there. But yeah, it's a good algorithm for X. It's a great algorithm for even on your website. We can embed this into the website, all that kind of good stuff. But let's get back to you, No Hat. Thank you so much for being here today. You're as one of the Shillers today. So I want you to just take a couple moments here and tell everybody who No Hat is.
So No Hat is around for 8 months. We are full CTO since December. And when I took off as the lead of the CTO, I talked with the community, and we seen what we could do around this dog with No Hat. And actually, as we know, dogs don't like cats. But we also thought that there was a must to, we should do something else other than that, actually. And we understand that dogs are man's best friend, and the same way, men's are dogs' best friends. And in that sense, we created an NFT collection with the purpose of like taking a risk, and with the purpose of keeping this as emotive, as trying to bring emotions to the plate, moving the pieces around, and not using any kind of AI to generate our NFTs. Maybe I can share some of the NFTs.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, because I couldn't remember where it was at. You remember how to get there?
I think I got it this time.
Because I remember last time we had a little issue. There we go.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
So
yay.
Are you guys check?
Yeah.
Can you see the NFTs now?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So what we did for the NFTs is actually we got like a team of 3 people to work on the NFTs, and we have like a painter that like is an artist in the physical world, like galleries and museums, and he painted 2025 backgrounds. So in this NFT collection, there's no repetition of the backgrounds, and they have like all of these like kind of like spacey polka dot vibes, really like a party animal at the same time. So they have like these kind of sick shades and things happening, like a crazy Elon Musk air, or sometimes like a green air, and like, and different attributes as well. There's no combination of the attributes also in this collection, which makes it quite unique. So we actually thought like, okay, what is everyone doing? We are going to do it in a different way. In the same sense, we are preparing a music video album actually. And for that, I'm a DJ myself, so I talk with some of my buddies, and we've been, passing samples between each other and trying to create tracks. And we have like this chance of actually try the tracks while we DJ to see how the crowd reacts to it, and we are having actually a lot of fun in this process. Again, we're not using any AI. We're just like nothing against AI. I must say that I think AI is a great thing, but not for us, for the way we are creating the content, because we want the content to have like this capacity of having creating reactions and actually being emotional, at least for the people that create it. So with that, maybe I share a little bit of a video here.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's sort of sagging, buddy. It's
okay. So it doesn't matter. I'm gonna. So with the video, we also talked with a contemporary artist that works with video, and so the videos, it's also they are being made with this kind of like vibes, like more immersive, and at the same time, taking like early 2000s aesthetics to the plate. So yeah, I think it's pretty much like that. I mean, our chart is actually is not bad, I would say. Right now, we keep on. We are I don't know, 260 or 268. I haven't checked actually today. Yeah, 274. It's not bad.
Wait, that's how many NFTs you've minted, or what?
No. The chart. I'm speaking now about the coin. The NFTs that we minted are 275. Actually, it's it's about the same number.
Yeah,
but the about the coin. So I mean, Chedda was speaking earlier about how difficult it is to run a CTO and all the tribulations that all the CTOs have, and we had the same kind of things. Like the previous teams failed to realize all the potential, and they kind of like they ended up.
Well, let me address that here, because there's. I have to tell you, as I look at this is something now that's going to be in my interest to be here, since we've sort of validated. You went from the meme of your previous channel. You did an increase here in January, from the beginning of January. Since the last time you've sort of been in with us here, we've sort of increased that channel value. But look at this. This is brilliant. Most people don't realize that when you get a working channel like this that has value, this is a nice sticky chart here. We're above the mean in this working channel as well, which is sitting right here. Being above that and finding the average mean in here is really powerful, because we're above that mean, and we should be working up to this level here again. So this means that you have a great opportunity to get to this. I mean, it's like a 50,000 from here. It's 220 to 239, so about 100,000 in this channel, which is a lot better than where you were before. Down here at 194 or 200 to 35 is a 35,000 market cap channel. Here, it's well above that. This means that there's a lot more action happening, a lot more responsive. So for those that are watching this, if you're interested in the no hat meme kind of mentality, this is where to go. This is where to buy in and hold your bag and be a part of that network.
Yeah, one of the things that when I took over the CTO was actually to speak with trusted whales and actually try to lock them, and we draft a plan that was responsible and clear for everyone to understand that things would not happen like in one day or in 1 week or in 1 month. But if people believed in, trust in this new team, that they could actually stay longer and help us build. And that was really important, because at the same time, we do also have quite nice liquidity. So that's
I would kind of say it's like 90 or 85% of your coin is locked away in liquidity. That's amazing, So this is safe value bet that if somebody does leave, you're not dropping it down to nothing, and you
absolutely. Yeah, so that two things combined, it's actually what I mean. These 2 months has been very, very bearish for most of the projects, but we have managed to not to suffer that much, actually, because we have like this these two things happening at the same time. And as well, the NFTs launch for most people it was not I've heard some people saying that we should have waited, but to us, because the NFT's profits goes to the marketing wallet, it manages to actually start to buy back some supply, which is something that I don't understand why the previous teams never did. So yeah.
Sorry about that. I was getting a phone. I keep forgetting the Telegram. Some people that I've given access to call me at the same time. So I do apologize. Well, listen, No Hat, thank you so much for being here today. You are as a trusted person being here. Stick around for a little bit. I think you're do we have another Shiller down below, Mr. Quinton? Or is that it?
Oh yeah, I know. I think actually I have my team, the video team, working on something on a partnership with Speed. Just hats off to my buddy Speed there, because we are like going to create a video meme. I mean video like together actually. Yeah.
Perfect. Can't wait. All right, Mr. Quinton, you still with me, bud?
Yes, sir. So we do have one person set up for a spot. That's going to be Rayquaza. They were here a bit ago, but they're not here now. So
all right,
we are good to move on.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. Because we've run out of Shillers down below, we're going to be talking now, probably to the end in this part of the series here. We're going to be talking to the other panelists that are here. And of course, I want to bring this up. We're going to bring up Birdflu next with Metzi over there. I've always appreciated Metzi's Shill talents. So how you doing, Metzi? Welcome to the show, of course.
Hello, sir, fellas up on stage here. Glad to be with you. Great looking bunch of memes up here. I do say that. The show's going well, man. Kudos to you guys. Everything's running smooth and, the way it should be. Right on.
Yeah, absolutely. So are you ready for the show portion, like who Birdflu is and you're part of it?
Of course. I am. I'm always ready for that, man. Let me take it away here, guys, because I know I have limited time. But listen, I could go on for days and days and days about the IRL narrative. But by now, you guys should all have heard about Birdflu already. I think we can agree the Birdflu narrative is already capturing everyone's attention.
Hey, Metzi, is this the new website format?
Yeah, man, that's the new website. It's looking spicy.
Fire.
Yeah, it's looking really good. So yeah, of course, Birdflu is all over the news, guys. What you guys may not realize is that it isn't just a 1 day or 1 week narrative. Our project didn't start when we heard of the Birdflu news taking over California and shutting down that state, along with infecting, basically the whole world at this point. It's literally on the verge of breaking out as the next pandemic. But yeah, Birdflu wasn't just made a few weeks ago. We've been chasing this for 8 months now, close to 8 months now. So it was tipped off from us from a Reddit thread. Actually, this is quite the tinfoil hat story, but yeah, it was tipped off from a Reddit thread, Time Traveler, who said that Birdflu was going to be the next pandemic. We kind of, razzed them up a bit. And then the next day we made the coin. But now, just based on what we saw with COVID and Trump being president, what do you think the media is going to do with this? They're going to push the narrative because we all know that fear sells. Okay. So, but that's good news for us because every news outlet in the world, including Elon, including Trump, are going to have to talk about this. I see you found the mask generator in there.
Yeah, sorry, I was playing in the back scenes of it, man.
all good. We're gonna add a front-facing mask too for those PFPs for that. But yeah, as you guys know, man, the problem's it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. But the news is good news for us. Like I said, Trump and Elon are gonna have to talk about this. There's a massive egg shortage right now. And people are still oblivious. They asked on the White House AMA with that lady the other day. I'm not sure who her name was, but the blonde-haired lady. She actually dodged the whole. She was asked the question on the bird flu, and she was totally dodging everything to do, saying that Biden's killing all the birds and stuff like that. Well, it's actually bird flu if you look into it. But other than that, our community base is degens. Obviously, you got your traditional Web3 normies, you got Web2 guys, and you even got guys buying their first meme coins. Another cool thing is we have a few epidemiologists, people that study pandemics and epidemics, come in and tell us that we were the golden ticket and that they were happy to sit on these bags. But that's the thing. The narrative is going away. It's barely started. You guys are probably just starting to hear about it. Maybe if you want to fact check anything I say, please go ahead. Hashtag bird flu. Take a peek. Even if you just type in X bird flu, you're gonna have your mind blowing. Yeah. Besides all of that, what kind of sets our project apart from the real life narrative is the character Wingding. He's our main character, an original creation that was inspired by Matt Fury. He's a chicken on a mission to infect the meme world, and he wants his revenge against the deep state for creating him. Like your Bill Gateses, your Klaus Schwab, your deep state guys, the people that created him, Fauci, et cetera, et cetera. Wingding wants his revenge, and that means this is an early trend that could be massive. I always like to say on the shills, imagine investing in COVID or in COVID token before there was COVID.
Could you imagine?
So it's a crazy thing to think of. You guys always like to put into perspective that there could be a next blue chip meme coin in any of these chill and shill rooms that we go into. So make sure any of you listening have any interest in any of these projects, just go do your due diligence, take a peek, take a look around. The people that are building are where you're going to want your money. It's going to be easier to sleep on those bags. It's never easy, especially when you get the Trump effect through all these meme coins, kind of sucking the liquidity out. The true communities is what's going to shine through and draw, those other members in, the confident projects and whatnot. Another thing I'll touch on is our animations are all in-house. We are following the spread of bird flu IRL narrative very, very closely and looking to capitalize on marketing, pushing that. We have marketing wallets set aside. We have NFTs coming out. I know you said you want to say something that's happening in the next 14 days. I don't know if I can give you an exact 2-week notice on that, but you know how NFT guys are, and they can flake out on you all the time, and you never know when the date's going to be. But we are on the back end of things. Things are getting smoothed out and polished up here for that release, and we're looking forward to it, man. Like I said, I could go on for days, but I'm happy to give the mic back, and thank you again for having us, man.
Thanks, Messi. I appreciate it, buddy. I hope you're able to stick around for the alpha portion, which you'll hear happen in about an hour from now, because we're about halfway through the show. We're kind of approaching that point of 1,000 viewers, which is good because it's still a very simplistic show, very easy on the eyes today. Lots of great people that are here. We're going to be talking about Alex and the Pirate coin here in just a second. Let's just, I was trying to see if it would jump there. Everybody's slow moving today in the world of shows today, which is all cool. But let me just pop it up here. We'll have a look at it. We'll probably hit it the moment that we start talking about it. We're going to start going up through the world. I always seem, I got to tell you, I don't know why this happens. I really don't. I don't know why this happens. But every time I do a screenshot, I don't know what that is. I really don't. I think that needs its own mask in the process. But we got, I think it's Alex. I don't know who's up there at the 14, but we got Pirate 442 just taking names today. Buddy, your stream is killing it. Just taking names. We got 442. We got Shogun Cryptos at 262. We got Birdflu at 90. We got No Hat Solana still kicking in at 78. We have a few other little honorable mentions in here with Trader Max's personal YouTube or personal X at 22. And Trader Max's YouTube channel hitting 4 today. Thank you very much to YOLO and everybody else who's hanging out over there in the shadow realm. Only need 4 more people to hit 1,000, but I don't think we're going to make it for the segment. One before we head over to the next person, which is Pirate. I do want to talk about bird flu for a second. We're going to be in our series for the chill portion talking about meta. And last year, when I first met all the guys over at Birdflu, and we were doing Memezilla and all that kind of stuff, and of course, we just jumped like 18 people. So it was like, because we hit like 999 and then dropped down to 970 something, and then back up again. We're at 1009 now. But when I first met Birdflu in that network, I always loved that meta, that infectious meta, right? So like zombie-esque, infection, flu, because you could take that meta and apply it into any coin, like the little mask thing, just like you incepts, right? The headband for us is our little infectious thing, which is pretty cool. But everybody here has this opportunity to find out how do you transverse into other coins and other networks and make communities of this and make shareable alliances and partnerships from that. So that's something always to pay attention. So speaking of meta and being a part of a meta, we have a really cool little meta coin from Alex. He's going to be showing it today here in a couple of seconds. Is the main dev from Pyrate. How you doing, Alex?
Hello. Absolutely glad to be here. I'm doing very well. The spaces are going incredibly nice so far. I haven't been expecting such an engagement, so kind of sorry for stealing all the show from the host.
Hey, you know what? That's a good thing, buddy. I love it. I hold no ego when it comes to any of that. I want people to do better than I do because you're just awesome. I love it when you're sharing, like all your people down in the room sharing your emojis, getting in there. The patch says it all. Stays on, baby. I love that. Sword stays in with us is the thing. But awesome, buddy. I really do appreciate you being here. I'm loving the meta. I'm gonna get your screen share up here just right now. Loving the site. Let me pop you over, and 3, 2, 1. It's all yours, baby.
All right, boys. So the Pirate token was launched 3 months ago. So we're in the market for quite a bit of time. We've already been time tested, whale tested. We had loads of very, very big sales because that's a moonshot token. So we had some people who bought like hundreds of millions of tokens and have been dumping on the entire community. But we've held on through all of the dips. We have incredible growth on the utility side of the project. We have incredible growth on the community side of the project, especially the last couple of days, because I know that the Trump meta sucked out a huge amount of liquidity from all of the meme coins. It was incredibly rough. And this entire downtrend is pretty much Solana going down and then Trump launching the coin and then Melania launching a coin. It was very, very, very rough. But you know how they say, everything that doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So right now we've just emerged from the shadow realm and we're stronger than ever before. We have incredible growth on the utility side, as I've already said, because I think that we just surpassed 200,000 users in 4 of our in-house made bots. All of the bots are used to promote Pirate, of course. And we have incredible things coming. We have an entire multiverse coming. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that probably in the alpha section.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely. You're welcome to join the Telegram.
Absolutely. Well, I will definitely be over there as soon as we're out of here. The reason I resonate with Pirate is because one, I was a pirate. No, I was really physically. I had a patch on an eye for a very long time.
Oh,
I was blind in both eyes. I had 95% of my vision taken away due to some accidents, some traumatic head stuff. That I was like that for 15, almost 15 years. Walked around with a patch a lot. Could barely see. Was teaching Kempo, doing all that stuff. But I really love this meta because we play Sea of Thieves a lot in the game world, and which is all about pirating and everything else. So my kids love every time we say anything pirate. It's got it. So I loving what I'm seeing. As far as the chart goes, my man, with everything that's been happening, of course, the Trump coin, all that stuff, there's some great networks out there that we can give excuses why charts go up and down. But really, Sol, the environment, whatever it is, your people know how to walk. They know how to swim. They know how to be valued. I see that in the value of that chart. Let me show. I want to share my screen with you, and I can see it here. So this is your 3-month chart, right? This is a nice working channel as you're beginning to find that real evaluation. And now you're back up again in this world. Even though you got to the 2.73, you know, it being here, you're still in this. You didn't drop all the way down, because this is where failure usually happens. You start pumping all the way back down again. But you're coming back
I just
up.
want to note this incredibly huge red candle that you can probably see. That was one of the biggest whales dumping his entire supply in one go. So it was around, I think, 30 million in one go. And we ate this shit pretty much immediately. So I'm incredibly proud of every single pirate in the community. About everyone. Because yeah, it was incredibly rough. That's already the second time we have to endure this. And if you just zoom out a little bit and scroll a little bit lefter, you can see in closer to the end of December, yes, this huge whale fell. So that's the second time.
This is where we got in, and this is where he got out. Yeah.
No, that's a cell. That's a huge red candle down. So when the whales, yes, sir.
You guys bought it up in one 4 hour period.
We have a bit of trouble with incredibly big holders, but
well, you know, I never
all of the dips are getting eaten incredibly fast.
I never judge a chart by a single candle. That's one thing you should always learn, whether it's a one-day candle or what have you. I look at the community, I look at the value, I look what you're producing, I look at the website, I look at the content. There's a lot of fundamentals that I do personally. And if you're watching this right now, you should be doing the same thing. I do have courses and other things on this, but this is not about that today. What this is about today is about Pirate. And this beautiful little rendition of this network, this meta, which is super powerful. There's a lot of great things that you can do with this, because pirates are just like with bird flu. They're infectious. You know, they like to take things over. So you going into other communities and other networks is really bullish. And I can't wait to see what we can get into when we get into talking about the meta of what we're in our chill portion today.
100%.
All right. Well, you know, I think, Mr. Quinton, is that it? Is that everybody? I see one more person down below. I don't recognize the name.
So Rayquaza is the show that I talked about earlier.
Okay. Let's pop him up. Do we have his data in the information over here on my?
Yes, sir. Right under Chedda.
Right.
RZA.
Okay, I got you. Let me pop him up here. Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey. Good to be here.
I'm going to bring your stuff up here on the screen.
No problem.
You're filling in as you're on as a Shiller. Yes, and what's the name of the coin?
Rayquaza coin.
Rayquaza coin. Cool.
Yes, sir.
So let us know, what is it about? What are you doing?
Yeah, I won't keep everybody long. Pretty much Rayquaza is a wealth ecosystem. It's a new trust fund cryptocurrency being launched soon. It's a 2-token crypto. One is currently live. We have Rayquaza X, which is pretty much an early incentive for the community. Simply holding Rayquaza X actually earns you free Rayquaza once we launch, which is launching February 28th. We're pretty early in the stages right now. Community is kind of small, but we are building gradually and working every day effectively to make sure, you know, everything's up to par. You can visit our website real quick.
Here, silly boy, I'm doing that right now. Sorry. I did that. Sorry about that.
No problem. Glad you have it up.
Yeah.
So pretty much this is our coming soon page right now. Our full website is in development. We actually have our first phase launching tomorrow. So you can actually stay tuned for that. It's just going to be pretty much like a quick overview of what's to come. We have 2 dashboards that are extremely user-friendly. One is the transparency dashboard called Recollect, where users can pretty much, hopefully I'm not talking too fast. I'm just trying to.
No, please, we got you.
Got you. So Recollect is pretty much a transparency dashboard that users can connect to and see all transactions. They can see how much Rayquaza they're holding, how much they're earning, as it gradually builds the community engagement, as well as the rewards dashboard that's coming. You'll be able to pretty much plug and play, see your rewards growing, how much you're actually earning, how much Rayquaza you're eligible of, the allocation of the token, pretty much. It's just a complete user experience for them to be completely interactive with growing wealth. We launched the first rewards token about, let's say, 4 weeks ago. It's been on
right about a month. You're
right about a month. It's been on a steady growth. I know most tokens fly to maybe 200 million market cap, maybe within an hour, but that wasn't us. To be honest with you, we're just aiming for like steady growth. Heavy marketing hasn't started as of yet, but that is in the plans. Once our website is launched tomorrow, we will actually start executing heavier marketing. Everybody in the community has been great so far. Very transparent, just aiming for strictly organic growth. Full transparency. Want to just make sure everybody knows what Rayquaza is about. Yeah, you can go ahead, pull up.
I'm following everything. I'm just going in and making sure I got access to everything.
I appreciate it for sure. You can actually be sure if everyone finds time, be sure to check out the white paper on the website. Be sure to go through it. Gives a lot of informative detail about what the ecosystem is fully about and what we're trying to actually bring forth to the table.
Well, I like the fact that it has availability to be a like the Krieger X is the value coin, right? It's the holder coin, and then you get into the next value. We're doing the sort of the same thing that we have done with our network. We're creating a rice coin that is the basis. Like we're going to own like all the supply in that, and then we use that as the stable coin for all our other coins in our networks. But I'm really digging this. I think you put a lot of work into it. There's some more stuff. This is early nature stuff, right? There's not even alpha at that level. This is a position where, sorry, I'm like, I guess it got dark outside. My lights aren't on. But the concept here is like you're still early access with a lot of stuff. Even though you've launched a coin, you guys are doing the growth thing right. I see good value in the chart. Even sitting at a lower value, a lower barrier of entry is awesome. Go and buy some and get some on. Even if it's halfway right, you're solidifying yourself. It's good. So I want to get to know you more and talk to you a lot more. I appreciate you're able to come in and fill in a slot for us because we did do that. Kind of put you on the spot. But thank you.
No worries. I appreciate the opportunity for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to get a chance to talk to you as you reach out. I don't know who your rep was for the outreach program, but make sure that we're going to be sending you some clips and stuff of this, as well as, I want to get you in and talk to you about how everything's going and have a personal conversation with you as well. I'm loving what I'm seeing. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm going to drop you back down and we're going to get into the next segment, but welcome to the show. Welcome to the family because we're going to get an alliance stuff going together and getting some good stuff happen. We can help you out as much as we can.
All right, Max. Sounds good.
All right, Chris. Thanks a lot, buddy. All right. So be able to jump in, get things going. This is how the team works. We love you for that. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today here in this part of the nature. Now, before we go off and jump into the next segment, because I know Mr. Amos is like chomping at the bit. Our sponsor today is the Shogun Tsunami bot. Now, what is the Shogun Tsunami bot? Well, many moons ago, when we first started this process, this was all about trying to find, because everybody was talking about volume bots. And I really, for the life of me, couldn't get behind paying somebody 9 Sol, like Fatality or Orbit or some of these other ones, and paying that much money up front and having them take 20% of that and then give me volume that I had no control over. So one of the things that we asked in the very beginning, as we started to investigate what are volume bots, and if some of you don't know, a standard volume bot that you see in the industry right now, they utilize a process called bundling, and they take two buys, and they buy a random amount in between each one. And the equation of that, the overall total of those two buys is then represented by a single sell. That means that if I do a $5 buy and a $10 buy in that first little part of it, the sell should equal $15. Now, this way, you're only missing the fee amount, which is usually pretty low in a bundle. It's a couple cents, 26 cents for Jito and maybe a couple cents for Solana, whatever it is. But it's still, you could do thousands of trades that way and create volume at a heavier level. Now, in most cases, you go to a volume system like Fatality, you're going to go in and that volume comes and goes pretty fucking quick. Now, there are some new features that they have just recently. I wonder where they got some of those ideas from. But one of the things that we asked a lot of different communities, when you're buying volume bots, what do you look for? And they all say more volume. Great. Super simple. But what else are you looking for? What doesn't Fatality have? What doesn't Orbit have? Well, they may be doing certain things now to kind of change this up, but we're the first to start to have keys to your wallet was a big thing. So why keys to a wallet? Well, we want to be able to hold, we want to know that the volume that we're putting in, that we can take out some of that. So all the same rules and everything else that are out there, we're not trying to make it better and make it cheaper. What we're trying to do is make it better so you, the coin, the community, have more of the power. So we did a few things, like unlike anything else. One, we removed all upfront fees. What does that mean? Well, if I put 5 Sol into our Tsunami bot, I don't pay any fees up front. I don't pay until I get volume. So if I get 50,000 volume, we get paid. If I only make 40,000 volume, we get paid, but we get paid less than we would if you made 50,000 volume. How do we determine that? Well, there's some algorithms that we put in that allow us to be able to give more. It all depends on the price of Sol. It depends the price on your coin. There's a lot of stuff that it depends on how things go up and down. Some will get 50, but we found a range between 35,000 and 50,000 per Sol. Now, there are some nuances there that you got to figure out, but we help you through that entire process. The second thing that we wanted to be able to give you is the availability to control your keys. That was the biggest thing. Like you get the actual physical keys to the wallet that you're using. Now, I know there's other features and other Orbit systems out there that give you multiple wallets and faking how many holders you have. But guess what? All of the exchanges are starting to see through that. They want to see transparency that you're using a volume bot, that it's not using all those multiple wallets to try to hide it. Because if you're going to hide how many holders you have, then you're going to hide all the rest of it. So we have talked to a lot of the exchanges and we told them what we were doing. And they said that it was a good way that a lot of people, because volume is volume at that level. And it's not about the traders trying to look at, as long as you're not trying to fake anybody out. So we're being very transparent. Lastly was the timing. The timing was super huge. I'm going to expand my screen a little bit so you can see this. In most of all the volume bots and systems that are out there, there was a process to where you could pay your 5 Sol, your 6 Sol, and it's gone in an hour. Our 1 minute solution means that it fires off every minute, but it fires for 5 to 10 hours. Again, depending on the price of Sol going up and down and the price of your coin. It could go all the way up to 10 hours that we've seen so far. If you decide to use 2 minutes instead, so now that bundle fires every 2 minutes, it'll go to 10 to 16 hours. And the multiplier is the same exact with 5 minutes and 10 minutes. With the most being so far in that 10-minute period, 50 hours. That's a week almost a time, 3 or 4 days, almost 3 days and 2 hours straight without it failing at that point. Yes, your Solana, however much you're doing at that point, will be gone at that level, but you've created the volume for the process because it is a service. Now, with that said, we've decided to do these 3 packages here in this process. That if you decide that you're using the volume bot, please let us know how it's working over there. And we'll give you some free time over here on the show, as well as some of our other systems out there, like our Panther Pilot, our Anvil bot. There's a lot of stuff that you can work with us over on our other systems that we're coming out with. If you're using the volume bot as well, we're going to give you access to our new Shogun X system that's coming out as well. But I don't want to start shilling everything we got. I just wanted to tell you about our sponsors today, which is the Shogun Tsunami. All right. I think that's it for me in that tight little shill of the Shogun Tsunami. As you're watching this, please let us know if you have any questions. As a quick station identification, as well as a head count of viewers, we dropped down a little bit, but then we came back up again, and now we're above 1,157 concurrent viewers, which is absolutely awesome. I love it. We're going to share that right over here. Right now, we got Pyrate Fun with the 550. So we're getting our clock cleaned again today. Over like 250 people. Awesome. Pyrate Fun, you're in there kicking ass. Birdflu 102. Shogun Cryptos 303. No Hat Solana still sitting in, just kicking ass. And there's Joshua Walker down below from Bluey Bear. Absolutely wonderful. This guy's in there. He's been using that system over there nonstop. Absolutely wonderful. Just kicking ass. Oops, I may have made a boo-boo. But sorry about that, Josh. the Get Chedda Inner 71. Appreciate it. There's a lot of great stuff in there. 1158. We're going to probably hit about 1200. We'll probably hit about 1500 people today watching the show, which I really enjoy because there's just so much great opportunity for all these wonderful coins to get some exposure. Mr. Quinton, Mr. Amos, I think I've gotten just about everybody. Everybody's down.
Yes, sir.
So at this point in the portion of the show, we got about maybe 15, 20 minutes to have a concept, and I'm going to fire off. Mr. Amos is going to come out. I'm going to even take my pretty little face off the screen and give you an opportunity, Mr. Amos, to run your segment here. Now, you know how to click all the stuff up in here and bring up all the banners and everything. And the show is yours, sir.
Cool. Is there a way you can change your view so I can see everybody that's talking? I'm just looking at your Panther.
Yes. So right now, you should see because you have admin access, right?
Yeah, but I think the stream is what I was saying. It's like what's outputting on the stream is just you. There we go. Cool. Yeah. So I'm going to click this banner and hopefully it works because this is my first time doing this. But let's see.
Yay.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, as we mentioned earlier, I'm going to be talking about what metas are and what makes them successful in crypto, and that's kind of be the conversation topic for today between all of us. Since I feel like there's a bit of kind of assumption in the term meta, I did kind of want to talk about where it came from, really, or kind of its origin. But so, like, Urban Dictionary says that meta is a slang term used to characterize something that is characteristically self-referential. In gaming, meta is used multiple ways. It's used as an acronym. That means most effective tactics available. And then when you call something meta, it means that it's an effective way to achieve the goal of the game. But in the past, in crypto, meta coins, that was just another name for a coin that was made on a ledger of another token, kind of like how all Solana meme coins are on the Solana ledger. So technically, any meme coin is a meta in that term. But as we progress through the years, words they change their meaning. People start using them differently or even improperly, and so that original meaning changes to what kind of fits. So, like today, when people in the space they think meta, they think of like a short-lived genre or an idea or just like a trending theme in a successful crypto. So like when you see a meme coin rise, exploding market caps and everything, you immediately see other derivatives of that token go, and then the meta is born. So like when those other derivatives they succeed, then that meta continues, and if they don't, then it dies, and the next one comes up. But it's not only just a funny meme or a successful theme that really defines a meta, but it's also the teams that choose it, the people that are already successful in the field that either they define a meta by creating a funny meme token, or they pick up on an existing meta and then they continue it and they succeed. And it really comes down to the experience of the team, their planning, and even the money that they put behind it. But so that said, what do y'all think defines a successful meta? Like, what is your opinion? Does anybody want to speak, or that's
The sound of crickets in your first demo is absolutely a necessity. You will always there you go, right? So this is the first time you're doing this, and I appreciate it, right?
All right, I can fill up the silence, so it's not that awkward. Yeah, I don't follow the meta that much that people talk about what comes to crypto. And what defines a good meta, I think it's simply what was already kind of mentioned, that if we were to set up a great experienced team with a lot of funds to push the project and pump it to very high market caps, whether it's a meme coin or whatever other token it is that we're launching, and we fly very high in a matter of day or two, then we have instantly created a new meta, especially when we are talking about the Solana blockchain and tokens launched there. And it changes really, really fast. And I don't personally, I don't even talk about or care about the meta. It's just something that a lot of people kind of try to track and follow what it is in order to make money. But I'd rather focus.
But do you feel that the meta is not important then, and it's only about the fundamental and technical of the community and the coin? So meta doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I came into crypto 10 years ago when people were building beautiful stuff and focused on building, rather than nowadays it's mostly about money chasing. And when we talk about that money chasing, we need to understand what the meta is, or what is going to be the upcoming meta, so we can front run it and make the maximum profits out of that. So I'm not focused on it. I try to build on the background and couldn't care less what the current meta is. If you're actually creating something long lasting and beautiful, it doesn't matter whether it fits the meta now or even never. It will succeed as long as you continue to build it. That's just my take, like my personal take regarding the whole meta discussion in general.
And Mr. Amos, you have somebody for, in this part of the process here. This is where you want to ask some of the others down. Just go right down the list of panelists that we have and directly ask them. Have them come out and talk about their versions of it as well.
Sure. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you, Chedda, for your viewpoint, and that does go in line with what I was saying. Is it really comes down to the teams and their experience, and they're the ones that define the meta, and it's just kind of, does that affect their decision making? It seems like you're saying that it does not. So thank you for your opinion. I guess Alex from Pyrate there, you've been posting that Pyrate is meta gold. So did you have anything to mention? I know you talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, 100%. So I think that meta is probably the second important thing in any crypto project if you're talking about short-term projects. Because, for example, if you see a new coin that launches to 50 plus mil, if some influencer talks about it, you immediately start seeing loads and loads of copycat variants. Same stuff that was going on with the dog with hat when everyone started making every single possible character with hat. And I think that's probably a short-term, short-lasting meta. And I mean, you can capitalize on it, but it's only just pretty much a pump and dump scheme. So a meta that's being promoted for like a couple of weeks and then it dies out, I don't think that's the best investment method in the current stage of meme coins, because right now we're seeing that meme coins are starting to slowly come from PvP to actual community building. We see this with SPX, with Murat, and I think that's probably the biggest narrative of 2025, because we will see a lot of retail, we will see a lot of normies coming to meme coins, and those guys don't want to lose all of their money on pump funds. They want to just have a little bit of taste of the meme coin world. And therefore, they will be buying in established projects, in safe projects where they have a sense of community and where they have the sense of belonging. So I think that's probably the biggest meta for 2025 as a whole. It will be community building, it will be onboarding retail and onboarding normies, because we've already seen it with Trumpcoin when Solana just launched off from 180 to almost $300 in like a couple of weeks. And a big chunk of that was purely because of the Trump meme coin. So we already see an incredible potential of the Solana chain. We will probably see a lot more influencer coins popping off. Maybe we'll see some big guys like Elon Musk launching something for Twitter. And I think that this probably, if not built on their own blockchain, will be built on the Solana chain. So I think that Solana is probably the most bullish chain for this super cycle, because it's starting to become all about memes. We had the first cycle for BTC and for the Ethereum. Then we had an Ultron. We had all of this crazy stuff, like people creating dental chains that are going to 1 billion. And now we see the same exact stuff with meme coins, because meme coins are becoming pretty much the new altcoin meta for this bull run. And this bull run hasn't even started yet, because we'll see a lot more crypto policies, we'll see a lot more retail coming in the meme coin world. Because right now, yes, I mean, everyone kind of knows about meme coins, but the majority of people that are just living a normal life still haven't experienced it and still aren't in this space. So the meme coin space is still incredibly early, and I think that we'll see incredible exponential growth in terms of retail, especially with Trump in the office. And memes are starting to become the new narrative. So I think that's is incredibly important to capitalize on the long-lasting opportunity, because I think we can see $1,000 Sol this cycle, and we'll see a much bigger and much more exponential growth on all of the meme coins. So I think
Thanks,
that's
hey,
growing.
bud, I'm gonna call you on that one because
Oh yeah,
you're probably not. I know you're very passionate about what you're talking about, and I really do appreciate that. But we got to keep, the pace of this is about 2 or 3 minutes of being able to talk in the show portion here and sort of really be on the topic of the meta and crypto. But we do appreciate your value. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, mentioning Trump, that kicked off its own little meta as we're talking about.
I know, right? and we could go into like these spurs of information. It can go on for days in that point. But we do want to be conscious of everybody's time.
Absolutely. Yeah. In summary, we're getting back to our roots in crypto from what Alex was saying. When I came into crypto, that's what it was all about, was community and kind of being a part of something. And it's great to see that happening. And it's great to see predictions coming true from all the events and conventions last year when everyone said this was going to be the meme coin cycle. And we're seeing that come into reality. And I agree, the bull run is just starting. We haven't even seen the crazy yet. That was just a small taste. But yeah, does anybody else want to offer up any opinions on meta? I'll just keep going down the list here. I guess
keep going down the list.
Yeah, No Hat, do you have anything you want to add in or mention or comment about metas in crypto and what makes them successful?
Yeah, I actually, I mean, to me, the biggest meta is dogs.
With no hats, that's you're going to say it, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when we look to Doge, he has no hat. That's just like maybe the other dog with a hat, he got bird flu, and that's why he's just like protecting himself or something. I don't know. Be careful with that.
But you got Mouse with no hat. You got Bird with no hat. You got Crypto Quinton. He doesn't have a hat. I'm a cat, so it doesn't matter. Geckos with no hat. I mean, we can make our own sub meta here right now.
I was gonna say Crypto Quinton is a dog with no hat.
No, it's just I think actually in the end what we are seeing is actually meme coins are the meta, and it doesn't matter like when we speak about Trump and we think that, and then we classify it as politify, but actually it's a celebrity coin. It's no more than that. Trump is a celebrity coin, Melania is a celebrity coin, then the influencers coins are celebrity coins. It's just like the same thing. And the problem is always the same. Like in the previous cycle, we had all of that rappers that launched coins, and all of them end up being drugs. So and people get like and people get like confused. And obviously, Trump launching a coin is positive, and it also has its negative, because there was a lot of people that jumped into the coin and being promised that it would go to trillions, and then the next day Melania launched the coin and they were all rugged.
Yep,
and
that was a fun day.
So their first experience in the crypto world was a rug, and no one prepared them for that. So but the truth is that when you look any of us, when you look to meme coins, we also look in 3 different ways. We look as a trade possibility, we look as an investment possibility, and then we look to the community, to the belief system, to the conviction, and we make our choices according to these 3 things. Coming back to the meta, I don't know. It's just like because as some of you said earlier, it's just like they keep on changing, but
I think
in the end, it's the whole thing that it's the meta to me.
I think you hit it. I think Chedda hit it as well with the process of that it is a community. It's like, and I'll talk about it on my part, but yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Amos. Go ahead. Bring on Birdflu next.
Yeah, Birdflu come up. But you got anything to comment or any interesting tidbit?
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, don't mind my kid.
Exactly. I agree with whoever that was in the background.
Yeah, he's got his own thing to say about that, but
blah 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 meta. There it is. That's all you have.
To me, meta just means volume, right? It's where the poop and fart coins are. It just means where the volume is to me. I would never ever recommend chasing metas, because as soon as you hear about quote unquote meta, your exit liquidity. You ever notice that when you buy meme coins that people shill, it doesn't go up after they shill it? It just kind of hovers, maybe goes up a little bit, and then you end up getting roasted. I bet you that sounds all too familiar around here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of kind of a little branch off of meta, I like to think of making your money, and I've made plenty of money in the space, front running narratives that will be metas. So whether it's an upcoming Valentine's coin or something like that, or Birdflu, for example, there's still lots of time to front run narratives. Other metas get lucky, whether it's a project's dog or something like that. They'll get lucky, and that kind of sparks a meta. But to me, the money is where the narratives are, if that makes any sense.
All makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So you're saying that narrative define future meta. So how do you pick successful narratives? Do you just kind of blanket anything that's upcoming in the world, any sort of like things like you said, Valentine's Day and Birdflu, those are impending events. So like, is that just kind of like, do you have like any sort of advice or recommendations for how to spot a good narrative before?
Yeah, look into where the current meta is. So it's around people in parliament getting elected. Look at future like the inauguration, things like that. Just kind of looking at world events. You can usually
impactful world event.
Exactly, yeah. And even the pump and dump metas where it is, yeah. If you're in February, you're looking to capitalize on maybe like a Pepe a Cupid Pepe or something like that. Just put a little bit of money. You don't need to go all in, but if you sprinkle a little bit of powder around to these, we'll just say, for example, the Valentine's meta coming up, you have potential to make a lot of money, right? So don't go too heavy on one play. Spread it out a little bit.
Good advice.
Yeah, excellent advice. Yeah. So, well, yeah. I mean, thank you. I guess. So, Sun Emoji, did you want to chime in? I think. Are they still up or no?
No. Just keep the people up in the panel.
Okay. I'm looking at the list. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I mean, I think that pretty much sums it up here. Like it seems like everybody says, don't follow the meta. Don't bet on anything that's current. Try and predict what the meta is going to be. And by doing that, we have advice to say, follow future narratives, try to look out for impactful events, anything that could be coming up in the world that you see coming up in the world. And it affects you in a way that impacts your life. Maybe that's going to be the next meta, or if it impacts other people's lives around the world. So,
now, can I jump in as like part of the panelist side, and you can finish off your finished statement? Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And the only reason I feel like I have a word to say in this part of the segment is being in advertising and marketing and dealing with branding is almost the same hand in hand as meta, in that mentality that it is what you see in other things, right? Not just the congruency between different levels of like dog with hats or dogs. And, there's like the sub meta, there's a sub brand, there's like trending as well. Like you got trend, if the trend meant brand, you'd have meta, and I feel personally like I could really bounce off what Chedda says and what Birdflu says, even what Pirate was saying about, a really heavy sense of community and value being in there. Meta is what you make it. I've watched like Birdflu being the meta of birds and being the flu, the epidemic, but I see all these sub metas that they're a part of, right? I heard, the political side, the politify mentality of the Trump coin. But really what it comes down to is how can you monopolize that? As far as investing, what makes it successful in my eyes is the continuance of the brand even after it's no longer meta. You know, what makes a good meta? That it transcends the value of it even being a meta. Right now, it's just part. For me, you know, making the name for Shogun wasn't about finding the meta. I could have easily went out and found 50 other things out there that would have worked, but I wanted to make it something. The meta for us was right and honor, and I think that's what a lot of things were missing for us personally. But as far as what makes a successful one, ones that you work at. You know, how do you find gold? It's just where it is. Thank you, Mr. Amos.
Yeah, no, good points there, Max. Yeah, it's hard to strike gold, like you were just saying. Like it's hard to nail it, but I mean, sometimes people get lucky. Some people are smart. Sounds like Birdflu over there, and everybody else on here, No Hat, Chedda. Everybody kind of has their own viewpoints on this and how they view metas and how they interact with them.
Even Mr. Quinton has a viewpoint.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Quentin, did you have anything you wanted to add in?
Sure. No problem. That's okay. So, the word meta for me is sort of like means something else. I think you talked about at the beginning. I'm younger. I've played games most of my life, like growing up through middle school and high school. I've always played games with my friends. So it's like, actually, I learned what the acronym meant through what you're saying earlier. Most effective tactics available. Which I'm a very big patterns guy. Like I look to see how this word like relates from my experience into this field. And a couple things that I like think about, because I never thought about this before until you brought it up. And one of those was the meta within like the teams of coins. You know, like when you are launching a coin and you're doing stuff for your coin, there's a certain number of things that are the meta to do. Which I think is a little bit of a different way to take that term than what we talked about today. Because like in my mind, I'm thinking like, you know, everyone has a raid bot. Everyone has like a certain number of things that you always do in a Telegram. There's a certain number of things that you always do in your decks and like all these different sections that you don't necessarily have to do.
When's marketing?
Yeah, exactly.
When's advertising? When's deck screener?
Exactly it.
Like I want them to say, "When's Shogun?" You know, when do we go to Shogun?
Yeah, when's the Shogun grading? And
yeah, right.
And like it's those types of things that like in my mindset of like what a meta is, because you have like trends that go along, but like the meta in my mind is like if you notice to the panelists PFPs here, there's a certain art style. So it's like the meta for being able to create art for your project that is the most efficient way to make it but has the most level of expression. And so it's like those different ways to do it. Like you can see that like AI is taking a part of that, cartoon art styles is taking a part of that. So it's like all these different focuses of what's a good meta to get your result that you want to represent your project. And
nice.
I think like to define a meta is a really inspiring part, because for that perspective, you're also looking at how to revolutionize the creation of coins within the industry, which, you know, it's not just a coincidence that Mr. Max said that little line about the Shogun grading, because the idea of how can we improve the what's the word for it? I just used it from your quote. The most effective strategy for that, or the most effective tactic available. How can you create an effective tactic and then make that your project to guarantee success for yourself and your community?
So basically you're saying the meta is going to become the mesa. Most effective strategy available.
Yeah.
You got to find the acronym that makes it a maxa. What's the maxa?
Of course it's a maxa.
It's all good.
But I'll stop there. But that mentality of a different perspective, not just on the trending aspect of what your token is about, but how you go in representing that.
Absolutely. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Awesome insight, Quentin. Thank you for joining in the conversation there. Apologies for not calling on you sooner.
That's okay.
Oh,
That's
no,
okay.
You save us for last. So the meta here for us is like you go through the panelists, you ask them, you say your bits 10 times over, and then he comes out, and then I come out last. So it's all
Gotcha.
good.
Well, it's been a learning experience today, so I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was, dude. You did awesome, man. You got to be proud of yourself. It's not easy. This is when you said you wanted to be a part of the show and be a part of that network. I took that very serious. And some people just come in and they just take charge. They just do what they got to do. So last week, right on the show, I even said, you know, come out and be a part of this. And here, I want to give you a segment. And here's a segment. And you did great. That's amazing. I appreciate what you've done. You did a great job.
Well, thanks. We'll rusty on winning meetings, but you know, here we are.
Man, you know what? By your 15th or 20th, I don't even remember when it was. I got to my like 5th or 6th show. It was like 20 years ago doing radio shows. You know, by the first one was like, hello, everybody. I'm here to play some music for you. And they're like, shut up and just play music. You know, so here it's a tempo. And I think that's it. You've gotten it, you know, getting in control because the panelists, they love this. Everybody loves to talk. I'm no different. You know, finding a pacing and getting in and be able to control the environment. You're doing great, bud. Nice work.
Cool.
All right. In the final bit. But before we go, this always happens. This is always happening. I'm going to take a real quick screenshot. It's going to happen right before. Should I wait? Should I wait? We're at 12:98. I didn't mean to make that rhyme, but I did. But now we're down to 12:97. See, so now we got to wait. So there, 12:98 again. There we go. So 1,298 people watch the show. 1,299, and come on, somebody go get their grandma. There we go. 1,301. Nice job. All right, so we're at 1,301 people watching the show. I'm going to take this screenshot right now. We're going to put it right over to the side over here, right there. There it is. The top numbers for the top of the hour, right before we go in the alpha segment. We're sitting at I think that's Alex's second account. I'm not sure, but 15. Birdflu sitting at 112. Pirate Fun sitting at 645. Mr. Trader Max's little X channel is sitting at 29. We got Chedda in there at 74. We got Shogun Cryptos is sitting at 336. And of course, No Hat Solana is sitting here. The ultimate meta with No Hat, 89. Thank you so much for all of you guys that are sharing that process with us today. Sitting at 1,305 viewers here on the Shogun Gunsho. And you know what? This whole series. Now, this, if we talk about meta, could become the meta of being able to really make this network shine by getting the most exposure here as possible. In this next part of the series, what we're going to do, I'm going to drop you down there, No Hat, so we get a little bit of room up here. But thank you very much for being here. I'm going to jump you down here just for a second. We have our three panelists, and we're going to be coming out and talking about the alpha. And I know that some of you have some stuff that's coming up, and it might be a little bit longer than two weeks. But if we can kind of keep anything that you have, if you don't have anything to share just yet, that's okay. We always can have you back for another time. Try to keep it right around the week, 2 week margin, and it has to be something that you're developing and working on. That's our rule for the alpha portion of the show, because I want you to have it to where anytime you hear, this is not about selling sizzle. Right? We've seen plenty of coins out there that sell the shit out of sizzle. And trust me, and then you don't even get the steak. You just get to some like rotten French fry from the floor. But in our case, what I want you to do is stay focused on just anything that you got coming out, even if it's something you're just working on. It's maybe coming out tomorrow. You might feel rushed on it. But anything you got coming out, coming up here now, and we're going to do this in reverse. We're going to bring out Alex from Pirate, and then we'll hit Birdflu, and then we'll hit Chedda. You with us, Pirate? Uh-oh. I think we missed you. I see you unmuted, but I don't see you. I don't hear you talking. Does anybody else hear them? Does anybody else hear them?
I think it should be all good.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. Sorry, I don't know, maybe some technical inconveniences. I think that probably the biggest catalyst for the next 2 weeks will be the Pirate NFT collection, because as you could have probably seen, we have loads of people with our custom NFTs joining the Twitter spaces, and that's actually one of the biggest cultural differences. It's not yet announced on the website if you're looking about it, but you can go on Telegram if you will come into our chat after the spaces, and you can check out, we have a custom bot that allows you to build a personalized PFP. We have a couple of them posted on our official X page, so If
Sweet.
anyone's wondering, you can just log in and check it out. And we'll be dropping the NFTs probably in the mid-February, so pretty much in 2 weeks from now. It will be the first collection for the Pirate project. And we've been building them up and spreading the word about NFTs for more than a month now. So we already have an incredibly strong foundation of people who know about Pirate NFTs, who are involved, who maybe already have a Pirate PFP on some of their socials. So this will be an incredibly big catalyst. We'll be onboarding loads of NFT KOLs, NFT influencers, hosting spaces together with other projects, just chilling the hell out of it. And it's also one of the biggest long-term plays because meanwhile the token price can be impacted by some random stuff like Trump coins. NFTs have some kind of deeper intrinsic value because you're actually the owner of it. You cannot just sell it in a couple of clicks. You cannot just buy, sell, buy, sell. Therefore, it builds like a deeper connection to the entire project. You're becoming more like a club member than just a trader. And I think that's exactly what Pudgy Penguins did, for example, because they've been building up the NFT collection for a very, very long time. And it blew up a couple of weeks ago. So that's kind of the direction that we're going to. We'll be hosting some treasure hunts, doing token dividends to NFT collection holders. So it's all going to be incredibly good. And we'll be dropping some info about it in the coming weeks, right before the collection drop, running some paid marketing and all of the other good stuff. That's probably the biggest alpha. And I just want to take like 30 more seconds out of everyone's time. And I know that this doesn't lay into the 2-week period. That's more like a month play from now. But we've been working on the entire meme universe for a couple of weeks now. So we'll be introducing loads of new characters. We'll have an incredibly well-written world of all the pirates and all the new characters that come on board. So we will be doing.
I'm still with you. I'm sorry. You still there? Hello.
Hey. Sorry, I don't know if the microphone's tripping.
Yeah.
So we've been building a huge pirate multiverse for the last couple of weeks. We'll have like an interactive world map. We're going to be introducing loads of new characters. And that's more of a long-term play, so it doesn't fit in the 2-week alpha frame. But I think that's probably one of the biggest catalysts for the entire project for the 2025 year, because it will allow us not only to expand the entire storyline, but also to onboard all the partnerships, create new characters, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to yap for...
Yeah, we look forward to having that. We want to have a show with you on the end. We're gonna be doing an NFT show here. I think once a week we're gonna have a day where we're gonna be itemizing NFTs that will be coming out. We're looking to bring the meta back to that because we have our own NFT we're gonna be launching here pretty soon as well with our characters and stuff. So, and I know Mr. Shane from who used to be with Memezilla and all that network, but who's in leading the outreach team right now, is very positive with a lot of NFTs that are out there. So, you know, the more that we get out there, the more that we get like these kind of shows out there, would be incredible. So we look forward to having you then. All right, Birdflu. How about you? What do you got? You got anything coming up here for the next 2 weeks? We may have to go on to Chedda if Birdflu Metzi, if you can hear me. All right, Chedda, what do you got? You got anything good?
Yeah, I got a lot of good stuff.
Try to keep it down. We're running against time here right at the moment.
Yeah, I'll be quick. Well, in my opinion, the best alpha we got is the distribution of the tokens. They're distributed very, very well in the community. We got a bridge spot where you can just through Telegram, you can bridge on the 20 biggest chains in few minutes without KYC. So it's pretty dope. We use it a lot.
Right.
I love it. And well, for the next 2 weeks, we actually have consistent marketing being put out for maybe not just for 2 weeks, but let's say for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And well, yeah, the biggest alpha is actually the people like me in the community. We really got like 30 people working consistently to make everything happen how it's supposed to be happening. We set out to do something very space changing and sentiment spacing by showing everybody that when people with good hearts come together, it's gonna have a very positive impact on the whole space and also on the chart. So expect to see a lot of Chedda in a lot of different places.
Amazing. Well, yeah, it's tough because when we think about alpha, we think about like new things releasing and all that stuff. But sometimes alpha is just a consistency of hard work is a great value. And I love that sentiment with you. I appreciate that today. All right. So that's basically, we have our 3 panelists up. We have new stuff coming, NFTs. We got the hard work of the value. Mr. Birdflu, Mr. Messi, are you still here? I know that he had a lot of stuff. He was putting his kid down before and blah, blah, blah. But I hope to hear, maybe you can let us know in the next one. I'm going to come out real quickly and just talk about, you know, our sponsor of the Tsunami system. Tsunami is doesn't have any direct alpha for the next 2 weeks. It's version control that we're in version number 2. We've added the back office network and that solution back there. There's some great things coming out with version 3, but that's not for about another month from now. For the big version, because this is where all the wallets come in and all the secondary systems in, and being able to choose your own package and customize your own package with data that we're receiving right now. But I think the biggest alpha that I can give for us as Shogun is our launchpad system called Shogunix. It's a very powerful system that's out there. Let me get my pretty little face up right here. And the Shogunix system is already launched the first successful coin that was out there. Now, I know there's just a lot of FUD behind that mentality, but what people don't realize is that coin never sold any of its stuff. All that stuff that happened with that coin was really FUDded and crazy out there, but there was no rug. It's all this main coin that the 30 Sol that it fired with is still sitting in there. And it is our commerce coin called Shogun, CHOGIN. Now, behind that process was a successful launch from a fair sale to pump fund, the first of its kind ever done before. And we have 3 more coins going to be launching through that process, not through Shogun, but their own individual projects that'll be out there. What this is going to create within a week from now is what we refer to as the Alpha Project. And what this will be is, if you're in our organization, you'll be able to join this Alpha room, that any coin that comes over and passes our audit, right? Basically, it's like a little mini audit by the top tier people in Shogun that look at the coin's effectiveness of their group, their fundamental analysis. I'm looking at their history, where their websites are using our website system. You'll be able to see an entire breakdown of that coin as they're sitting in the fair sale system over here on the launchpad of Shogunix. Now, the other part here, which is coming soon, but I still don't have an exact date, so I don't want to give it out here, is our Shogunix IO system, where every coin that fires through here will get over there like a deck screener and be able to fire off with our volume bots and everything else. The power of this pump fund safe sale system is like, because it's never been done before, we didn't know what to expect. We hit radium in 38 seconds when we launched that coin. And it just took off, but also brought the attention to a lot of scammers and shammers. So we gathered data. We have hundreds of thousands of lines of data. We have probably about 650 wallets that we flagged as black flag wallets that were snipers and people that are in that. And guess what we're doing with that? As those people come in, we're making sure that they get a nice little flag in Shogunix that says that they've been used in scams before. I know that's tough, but could you just imagine? And that power is coming out here within the 2 weeks. So I'm very excited about that process. So when you see a wallet that has like a little, like you see shrimp and whale, if you see something that's been connected to a rug before, which we have another system for that, you'll know it, which is pretty cool. All right. Well, that's my time. You keep an eye out for the launchpad.shogunx.io system. We'll be launching a major coin next week with some friends of mine from a Trump network, which we're very excited for. We got some great launches to happen. You'll be watching our shows and our systems. As a final, in here, I'm just going to reach out to the co-host here, Mr. Amos. Do you got anything that you'd like to say finally for the show today?
Just my usual thank you to all the guests that came up, all the panelists. It was great chatting with you all, and another good show, another good turnout, and yeah, thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Quinton, what do you got for us? Mr. Quinton.
Sorry, I'm going through so many tabs right now. I lost the one that was up here. It was a nice show, a nice, calm show. It's a good Thursday.
That's like saying you got a nice personality. What does that mean? I don't know. It's a little scary here with the nice shirt, but it's all good.
No, I had a fun time. I really enjoyed hearing about all of the projects on our panel and talking with everyone inside the Shillers. That was a lot of fun. And I'm looking for next time.
Absolutely. Not all of them could be all-time highs, right? I wish like we could always just be like building for the moon, but sometimes the algorithm is kicking in. We're just doing our way. We have the people we have. I want to say thanks a lot to Pirate and to Metzi and to Jay for bringing their time, and to No Hat. Thank you so much for bringing him back up on stage here, for No Hat sharing his community and all that stuff. And this is what it's really about. As my final statement for today, thanking all of you guys for just being here today. For all of you that are watching, it is difficult to find relationship with people. You're not going to be able to build relationship with every single person. You're not going to please everybody. If you look at the people in your life that try to throw you hate and try to throw you FUD, show up into a chat and try to throw a bunch of bullshit in the chat to try to cause FUD because they feel like they're getting revenge on you or whatever, don't worry about that kind of nonsense. You're just going to you'll weather that, because those guys, they lose interest like an old hat, right? Or an old dog with no hat. I don't know how we could take that. But as we approach almost 1,400 people watching the show today, we have this sentiment at Shogun: live by the honor of the code, right? And what that code is to do right by others. It's the golden rule as well, right? Do the best you can, work hard, work smart, and have fun. It's not always easy to go out and touch grass, or in my case, go touch bowling alleys every once in a while so you can go have fun. Or, as you can kind of tell, go train and teach kids and be a part of society. I think that's one of the biggest things for me. And what makes this really happy for me is having the availability to meet all of you, to have this opportunity also to help build some of the communities that we're talking to as well, by either our bots that are easy to use and fun to have, or even our networks of our SaaS network of Panther Pilot. These are all things that we love to use to build up those communities. And there's some communities that are still with us after all this time of us being in this industry for almost 5 months now, 6 months coming up, and having that opportunity. And as you probably tell, I'm word saladying this because I wanted to do this to get to the screenshot of 1,400 people, 1,401. Thank you so much for today. We're going to be there. Final numbers, 686 for Pirate Fun. You won the day, buddy. Thank you so much. Us in the second place is Shogun Cryptos. We then had Birdflu at 112. Get Chedda was at 84. I'm sorry, No Hasalana 99. Chedda at 84. And of course, Alex of 16 on that account. Trader Max with his two best friends over on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. But another great momentous occasion, not an all-time high, but still a high, which is actually wonderful. Better than the best space that we ever did was 85 people back in the day when we were doing just spaces. When I say back in the day, that's only like 2 weeks ago. I want to thank everybody for watching today. I want to thank all the panelists. Make sure that the panelists stick around here with us for the backstage side for anything that you need there as well. I appreciate everybody who's watching. As they say in the world today, this is tough, but the best revenge is living well. We say this in every show. And at the end, I tell you to go live well. Today, take that seriously. Go out, have some fun. All this time you're spending in front of the computer, shake that shit off. Go outside, smell flowers, touch birds, whatever you got to do. Just watch the birds you touch because they may have the flu. All right. I just choked on my own spit. We'll see you next time I'm Trader Max. This has been a Shogun Gun Show. We'll see you next time. And as always, live well.